Greetings and welcome back to Brick and Lantern. Can you smell that? Ah, yes, a hint of smoke and sulfur in the air, and the ringing of metal on metal, and the taste of sweat. Yes, the blacksmith is alive and well in the land of the LEGO minifig. As a longtime LEGO Castle fan, I have a particularly soft spot for smithies. Any set with one becomes much more attractive, and double that if the set is just a blacksmith shop. There are relatively few solely blacksmith-focused shops, numbering just 5 in over 40 years, and that's a lot of swords for just 5 shops to make, especially when one of them is currently being attacked. That's a Kingdoms joke. Longtime patrons of mine will recall my breakdown of the 2508 Ninjago Blacksmith Shop, one of my favorite sets from that initial wave. While that set focused primarily on playability, this set relies solely on imagination, and maybe some help from the horse. Yes, set 6040, Blacksmith Shop, released all the way back in 1984. I guess minifigs had to use clubs before this. This set was designed by the legendary Daniel August Krentz, who, among many others, designed 14 castle sets, including all 3 of the original wave. Yes, even the 375 Yellow Castle and the 6067 Guarded Inn. In fact, he was the very first AFOL to get a job designing LEGO sets officially. Suffice it to say, Daniel can have a seat at my bar anytime he'd like. Taking a look at the set, the shop is composed of just 92 pieces and 2 minifigures. One of them, the hardworking smith, is exclusive to this set, with a brown cowl serving as an apron to keep him covered, yet cool. The build itself is quite simple, using just 92 pieces with 3 large castle walls doing a lot of heavy lifting. One feature I really love about the set is the Technic pins on either side, meant to connect with the other sets of the wave to construct a huge castle or fort. Here I've connected it to our humble little establishment. Another rather charming detail are the solid colored side builds. This fiery red furnace and cool, literally blue steel of the anvil really make the set pop out and kind of fit it into that Legoland style. Imagination has to do a little bit of the work due to the limited color palette of 1984. Beyond minifigs, the set also includes a horse, which initially doesn't seem to fit the scene of a hardy blacksmith shop. Until flipping the instructions over reveals an alternate build, a tower with a farmer's cart. I was awfully surprised to see an alternate build take up the same real estate that the main build did. Props to Mr. Krentz and the entire team for including this in a build so long ago. This also plays into the trend of generosity within older castle sets. A lot include extra minifigures, horses, and overall more than modern castle fans might be used to. At retail, the blacksmith shop sold for $9, about $20 adjusted for inflation, which is well in the line of sets today, though price per piece measurements didn't really exist at the time and kind of serve as an outdated modem. Skipping ahead 30 years and adding 2,052 more parts, we arrive at the 21325 Medieval Blacksmith introduced in February 2021. It's fitting that this set also came from an AFOL, Nami-Rob, just like its ancestor, as this is one of the many sets hailing from the Ideas line, though it is one of the few non-IP based sets. This set has 4 minifigures, all of which are set exclusive. A hardy blacksmith, an accurate archer, and 2 brand new Black Falcon Knights have arrived to purchase wares from this towering blacksmith shop. These knights are wearing a spiffy set of shoulder pauldrons and brand new chest pieces. After their 12-year disappearance, the new armor is truly welcome. The smithy itself is stellar, it really benefits from those additional pieces. Inspired by the Black Falcons, this set truly shines in a unique color scheme and half-timbered construction. The original designer, Clemens Fielder, is obviously an AFOL and even smiths in his own time, according to the manual. The manual taking a moment to recognize Clemens and the other designers is a welcome change compared to the usual anonymity that designers tend to have, and it's super helpful for my research. Returning to the smithy, the interior of the build is absolutely gorgeous with 3 different floors. The first floor contains the smithy itself, complete with armor racks and a hot piece of metal being worked on as we speak. The second floor serves as a study and kitchen. I love the brick-built cooktop and comfy-looking chairs. The third floor is a bedroom, complete with a huge desk, bed, and windows to let the sunlight in. Even the roof is meticulous, relying on an A-frame structure to hold the roof in place. This helps me open it up and get into bed whenever I get really tired or need to let the rain in to wash my clothes. Jokes aside, the roof simply lying on the roof frame really caught me by surprise, but the large chimney and windows on either side just anchor it really well. The included smith and local woodsman are welcome additions, adding some life to the shop alongside a well-integrated light brick. The light brick is even powered by pushing a pair of bellows. How cute! The Ideas Blacksmith shop holds an incredibly amount of lovingly rendered detail. As the manual says, it really is a love letter to the castle sets of yore. These 2 sets, 21325 and 6040, illustrate 2 ends of the LEGO spectrum, and where build philosophies diverge and meet over the span of 50 years. One of the aspects of Castle I love is a focus on setting. I mentioned it with Ninja, but castle designers also really managed to nail this in their sets. Despite the wildly varied piece counts, both sets seek to capture the setting of their respective blacksmith shops. For 6040, the set is centered around an interior wall. It makes it a perfect add-on for an existing fort, and gives the impression that this smithy is safe within the walls of a keep. The well-detailed apple tree and hunter minifigure included with the Ideas blacksmith just kickstarts my imagination and puts it into a light forest, just at the edge of the main road where the Black Falcons are traveling by this blacksmith shop. One way the 6040 blacksmith rises above its progenitor is the alternate build. Yes, this tiny set contains instructions for an entirely new build, and yeah, I know it's very difficult to include that with a 2,000 piece set, but could have been something else. Compared to the Ideas blacksmith shop, which is much more of a display item and offers little in the way of rebuildability. Standing by the blacksmiths side by side, while the newest one obviously has a bit more rugged charm, I find both of them are quite rugged, especially with that bare chest beneath the apron. Ouch. Both sets include horses, which I find a fitting coincidence. I prefer the older model of horse, but I can't deny the coloring on the newest horses are beautiful, and that posability is amazing. But something about the new eyes just throws me off. Addressing my overall point, 21315 and 6040 do represent opposite ends of the LEGO system. The 6040 blacksmith shop is simple, relies more on charm than any sort of impressive building technique. The 21315 is a hulking build that wows with attention, but takes a long time to build and really lacks in interactive quality when it comes to playing with it. Both sets are beautiful, and as a plastic barman, the chance to see domesticity represented in LEGO Castle is always a welcome one. These sorts of quiet moments in LEGO Castle are overshadowed by the more exciting battles and raids, but someone has to keep the sword sharp around here. Returning to the continuity of smithies, seeing the change and evolution across the decade of castle and adjacent themes is truly what draws me to these particular 5 sets. Not only do we see the diversity of parts available to designers, but the universal concept of what a blacksmith is illustrates varying design ethoses of sets and themes over the years. What started as an imaginatively small set turns into sets with integrated play features, battles in a box, and models finally made by fans for fans, just like before. All of this spawned from a castle builder who wanted to make sure that horses were shoed and swords were sharp. So, to Mr. Krentz and Mr. Felder, thank you for placing your care and imagination into villages of little plastic folks like myself. To round out this video with a personal goal, I plan to collect and build each LEGO Blacksmith set. At this point, I'm only missing 2 sets, 3739 Blacksmith Shop and 6918 Blacksmith Attack. Once I have each set, I'm gonna make a mega review on each one and maybe even rank them against each other in some sort of LEGO Blacksmith tier list. If you'd like to help me with my blacksmith search, have some thoughts on ideas and AFOLs designing LEGO sets, or anything related to smithing, swords, or LEGO Castle in general, please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for your patience while I was coming out with this video. Had a lot of exciting adventures over the past few months, but I'm very, very happy to get back to the bar, serving drinks and talking about LEGO sets. That being said, if you feel like I've earned it, please feel free to like and subscribe down below. Until next time, keep away from hot metal, keep the furnace hot, make sure to drink some water, and good night.